Okay, the last part of Chapter 2 that I want to talk about is the theoretical issues regarding language development. This is a direct quote from the book, the richer the language that children hear, that is, the greater the variety of words and the greater the complexity of syntactic structures to which other people expose them, the faster their vocabulary develops. So I'm thinking of a couple of different stories here. I remember being with a friend of mine. She had a little boy, and I had Sarah. They both were the same age. And we had gone to McDonald's to the playland to let the kids play and then eat lunch. And so I'd gone to get my kids' food, and then she had gone to get her son's food. And I had gotten back to the table. I went first and brought mine back, and then my friend went to get her and her son's food. Well, I had the tray sitting down on the table, and her little boy started pointing and grunting. And he was pointing at the tray, and I said, "Do you want a bite?" And he would just grunt, and I said, "Bite," and he would just grunt. Sarah was sitting beside him in her high chair, and she said, "Bite," and so I gave her a French fry. As I was going to her, I looked at the little boy and I said, "Bite, good girl, Sarah." And so then he started grunting again, and I held the fry up and I said, "Say bite." And he continued to grunt. Well, about that time his mom came in, set the tray down, and he grunted at her tray. And she said, "Oh, you want a French fry?" And she handed him one. Now, Sarah had a lot bigger vocabulary. Her vocabulary was larger, but I think part of it was because I've always been big on them using their words, as I like to say, talking it through. A second story I remember is Hannah. She was just a little thing, probably 6, maybe 7 years old, and Hannah's always been a reader. When she learned how to read in December of kindergarten, she read all the time. She has scars on her knees to prove how much she loves to read, because she's been walking and reading so much she's fallen down. But anyway, she is my reader, and because she's my reader, she has a very good vocabulary base, and it always has. So when she was 6 or 7, we had a mouse in the house. I live in a 1940s house, and we had not yet remodeled, so there was lots of little crevices, I guess, for the little rodents to get in, and we knew there was a mouse in the house, but I'd sent her downstairs to start eating breakfast while I was putting Sarah's hair up. Well, I heard a big old war whoop, and then I hear scrambling up the stairs, and she says, Mom, hurry, a mouse just scampered across the counter." And I said, "Oh, Hannah, that is such a good vocabulary word. Scampered?" She said, "Mom, focus, there's a mouse just ran across the counter." Well, I was more impressed with the scamper word. How many 5, 6, 7-year-olds do you hear using scamper? We, as teachers and as parents, need to be allowing our children and our students to hear more vocabulary words. I had a word wall, and I told the students, let's see how expensive we can talk. And we would put words up on the board, and if I heard the students using it, they were rewarded for using them. The stronger a vocabulary base, the deeper the understanding, whether it's oral or written language. My opinion. Feel free to make it yours.